Chat. So today we're going to be watching the internet challenge that ended over 199 lives. So this challenge is about let's just the blue whale challenge. Now I don't know if I'll ever go to images, but like the guy looks creepy. It looks like a Mickey Mouse of a guy. I don't like him, right? This looks creepy as hell. Anyway, okay, I don't know what's like this before. Anyway, let's get into the video. This is the first video, by the way, so.
I feel like everyone is warned about the dangers of the internet as a child, and I feel like the vast majority of us aren't stupid enough.
I don't know, I wasn't really, worried about it. I thought it was just like given, tablets on, like, started watching YouTube and stuff, I never was just like warned, I know about creeps and perverts, but nothing like, this guy here that we're about to learn about today.
Enough to fall for some of these tricks that we see on the internet. What have I told you that 8 years ago, in the early ages of 2016, yep, 2016 was 8 years ago, there was a
It's crazy to think about. 2016 was 8 years ago, bro. I was, well, I don't know if we should stay here though. Like, I did get banned. I was young. Let's just say that.
challenge created by a man that was so brutal, so messed up, that it caused an international manhunt after allegedly 200 people took their own lives. A challenge that disappeared, but returned years later under a new alias with a horrifying new photo linked to it. Today, lady and man, I am talking about the Blue Whale Challenge.
Barbecue foot massage. I am Steve.
It's called the Blue Whale Challenge.
Now, to finish the game, you must kill yourself, and kids are actually doing it. We want to warn you, the content of this story may be disturbing, but the information could help save a life.
Team 12's Kevin Kennedy shows us why kids are accepting this challenge.
Why would people accept this challenge, bro? That's what I don't get. Like, you'll find out what it's about. Like,
Before I start, this video obviously talks about some pretty heavy topics. If you or anyone you know is struggling, please contact. The story of the Blue Whale Challenge technically starts in 2015, shrouded by mystery. In November 2015, a Russian teenager posted a selfie with the caption, "Nya, bye," before unaliving herself. Her death was then discussed in internet forums and groups, becoming a sort of urban legend. Soon after, Russian journalists started writing about these alleged death groups, describing the F-57 groups on Russian social media, VK, which was essentially Russia's version of Facebook. These Russian journalists claimed that the death groups led to the unaliving of over 130 teenagers. While these earlier stories can't technically be linked to the Blue Whale Challenge, it's commonly theorized that these death groups were the creators of this Blue Whale Challenge. And doing my research for this topic was pretty messed up. Just wait until I tell you the real reason behind why they created the Blue Whale Challenge in the first place. Because the creators' reasons are pretty fucked up. In 2016, it didn't take long.
why would you do this, though? Like, unless you're, like, sick and, like, fucked in the head. I don't know why you would do this, bro. It's kind of
For the Blue Whale Challenge to go global. This is when it technically became a challenge, and it would span over 50 days with the requirement to do one task per day, with the moderators watching your move daily. Let that sink in. You had to complete one challenge a day for 50 days with moderators watching your every move. But this is where the folklore for the Blue Whale Challenge starts to get a little bit dicey. As the Blue Whale Challenge started to become more widespread, many people took it upon themselves to create their own group and pretend to be administrators for this challenge. Many of these being teenagers aged 12 to 14. Administrators for this challenge. Many of these to create their own group and pretend to be administrators for this challenge. Many of these being teenagers aged 12 to 14, not adult.
people 12 to 14 were the ones doing this, bro. Imagine being 12 to 14 and knowing you had someone kill themselves. crazy.
like the media speculated. Regardless, they still used the same challenge list that was
Oh my god, bro, this stuff is crazy. Oof. Oh my god. Climb a crane, bro. What if you don't live near a crane?
pretty fucked up.
Uh, a railroad. That's just a random one. Meet with a whale.
I'm not going to read through this entire list. Most of it goes into pretty graphic detail. If you want to read through the list, look it up yourself. Sorry. Each day, the challenges get slightly more messed up. On day 2, it starts off pretty tame, with the user required to wake up at 4:30 and watch a scary video and show it to the administrator, but the next day you're required to cut your arm on the veins. But don't worry, they specified that you don't have to go too deep. So, I guess they're not that bad after all, right? At day 26, the administrator tells you the date of your death, and you just have to accept it. No, that's literally what it says. You just have to accept it.
That's crazy. You know, one of the only certain things that will ever happen in life is death. I never know exactly what that is, bro. It's messed.
And then at day 50, you're required to win the challenge. I'm not going to spell it out for you. I'm pretty sure you understand what they mean by that. The challenge itself was pretty easy
I don't understand. Oh. I'm pretty sure it means like.
to join. It could either be joined by using specific hashtags, where an administrator would reach out to you directly, or by joining specific groups on social media. Apparently all of this would lead to the user downloading a Blue Whale Challenge app. I'm not sure how true that story is. It's quite foggy, and researching it, some people say there was an app, some people say there wasn't. The internet has done a good job of trying to erase it now, but apparently didn't know how to erase it back when the challenge was actually happening. It boggles my mind that the moderation was that terrible back in the day. But then again, I remember seeing some pretty raw stuff on Facebook.
It's crazy to say back in the day it was only 2016. Time flies by.
Facebook when I was 13. The internet was a lot more fucked up back then. The Blue Whale Challenge ended with the arrest of 3 men between 2016 to 2018. It's still speculated how many people died during this challenge, but it is confirmed that at least 20 did. In 2016 was the arrest of the supposed creator, Philip Budeikin, who claims to have created the challenge to cleanse the world, stating, and I quote, "There are people, and then there is biodegradable waste. I was cleansing our society of such people. Sometimes I start to think that it's wrong, but in the end I had the feeling I was doing the right thing." Cool. What a top bloke. And in 2018, Russian financial advisor Nikita Nirov was also arrested. Nikita had managed to convince 10 teenagers to unalive themselves. He was known to have a deep hatred towards teenagers, believing they were wicked and deserved to die. Was Nikita never a teenager or something? Did he just skip that whole phase? It seems like a really weird thing to hate. Now, most people would expect this story to end here, but what if I showed you this image? Sorry, I should have given you a jump scare warning. Yep. In 2020, the Blue Whale Challenge came back.
Now this is when I actually heard about it. So me and my friends would like, you know, messing around, and then we stumbled across this, and then it's kind of messed up. But I don't know. We used to make fake videos of us messaging each other doing it, and then like would fake doing the challenges. I don't know. It was weird.
But this time, under a new alias, Jonathan Galindo, the Dog Man, Cursed Goofy. He went by many names. While not technically labelled as the Blue Whale Challenge anymore, the challenges remained pretty much identical. This time, people would be targeted without seeking it out on their own. Most of the time being messaged on social media by an account linked to Jonathan Galindo, asking if the user wanted
The challenge Carve a yes on your arm if you have a pet. Carve no if you don't. Don't know what you mean. I don't think you mean to be talking to me.
Wants to play a game. This time, the account would threaten to track your IP if you decline, which is kind of stupid to think about. But I'm sure it scared the shit out of people then. It's pretty hard to find any more information about Jonathan Galindo and how successful this Blue Whale Challenge resurgence was, so I assume by the lack of media coverage, no one fell for the cursed Goofy. The Blue Whale Challenge is now over, and I hope it remains that way. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Anyway, that's the video for today, guys. You know, I found that pretty interesting, honestly. I've learned something from that. You know, I know about the Blue Whale. I know about this guy himself. Didn't know it was cursed Goofy. I just thought it was like a. Anyway, catch you guys later in the next video. Peace out.